It's like the famous saying from Arthur Miller. He says, I don't create characters who are necessarily moral. They're very messy, but they have a story and it deserves to be told. I feel that with Annalise. She's not maybe likable. It's hard to watch her at times, but I think her story deserves to be told.
Are you not answering because you know that anything you say will prove prosecutorial misconduct? You'd be disbarred or worse, be sent to prison?
I take the fifth.
Mr. Nelson, I want to be sure that you know what you're doing.
I do, Your Honor. I assert the Fifth Amendment privilege against self-incrimination.
Why do you think fans have responded so much to this character?
Because she's a mess. There is something about Annalise that even in the midst of this fiction that feels real. The taking off the wig, the unapologetic way that I just allow myself to be the mess. I think that a lot of women can relate to that. The secrets, the revealing her private moments, and then putting on that kind of very public persona and mask, I think pretty much defines women in the 21st century. You know, that we put on that really tough exterior. We can do it all, man. We are women, hear us roar. And then in private, we allow ourselves to melt. And in private, we see our mess, but we're still very afraid to show it. And I think that maybe Annalise gives people permission.
When you go back to that fancy apartment, and you're rolling around in bed with that 25-year-old boy, and you're not hanging from a bedsheet behind some metal bars, then you tell me that I don't love you.
Why have you responded so much to this character?
Annalise, at maybe the worst, let's say, is an experiment of where we need to take women of color, women of a certain age, women of a certain hue in the future in terms of narratives, how we define them. She's very sexual. She has secrets. She's smart. She has a very askew pathology. I have always fought for that in all of the work that I did, for people to really see all that I am instead of how you want to see me. You know, they say that stereotypes say more about the people who created them than the people that they're about. And I've played a lot of stereotypes. I very rarely have played a fully realized human being. And I think that Pete at least goes for it in a bold way. And I really like that.
It was good with you. And real. So I got scared and I left.
Do you think those kind of complex roles are more available now in television versus film?
Absolutely. I mean, there's more women of color leading the charge in TV. I think that what happens so often is people look at the box office receipts and they think, okay, if it's not a man under 40, if it's not a tentpole movie, then we can't do it because we don't want to lose any money. I often wonder if people actually see the innovation in that and the progressiveness of that. The progressiveness of showing a woman who is dark-skinned and 50 years old kissing the lips of a white woman in a way that's sexualized, in a way that's messy. And then she walks into another room and she takes a huge gulp of vodka. And then she walks into a courtroom. I mean, when have you ever seen that? I mean, come on.
Was there a most challenging moment for you?
All of it is challenging because I'm exposing myself in a way that I never have done. You know, I've always said in the past, I want to be sexualized. I want to be multifaceted. And then all of a sudden I have to do a sex scene and I'm like, oh my God. You know, I'm so thankful for the censors, but acting is all about being private in public, and it's hard to expose that. It costs something to expose that for me.
I love how you play with fans on Twitter and get them to describe the finale in 3 words. How would you describe it in 3 words?
I only have 2, emotionally exhausting.
Click to the left for our conversation with Matt Damon, or click to the right to watch our conversation with Paul Dano.